was the second of 3 consecutive home games for the Western Michigan football team last Saturday as the Broncos lined up against Wagner at Waldo Stadium. Sophomore wide receiver Keyshawn Watson scored 2 touchdowns. Jarvion Franklin rushed for 2 scores, and Franklin and Jamari Bogan each rushed for over 100 yards. The Bronco defense dialed up the pressure all night long, holding Wagner to just 113 yards of total offense in a 49-14 Western Michigan win. I'm Robin Hook. Coming up, head coach Tim Lester joins me for all the highlights on Week 4 of Bronco Review after this timeout.
Bronco Review is a production of Western Michigan University Athletics and WMU Media Services and is brought to you in part by Greenleaf Trust, financial security from generation to generation. Trust is in their name for a reason. They've earned it.
We didn't just break the mold, we made it. And we spelled it L-I-T-E. Because when you invent light beer, you get to spell it however you want. Spelled different because it's brewed different.
Part of being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Are you considering home improvements? You should consider Blackberry.
Blackberry has completed several home improvement projects in our neighborhood, so when we were ready for 20 new replacement windows, we called Blackberry. They completed the project on time and their workmanship was outstanding. Our friends are amazed, and we love the transformation of our home both inside and out with our new windows from Blackberry Home Improvement Specialists.
Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
When I grow up, I'm gonna redefine pizza. One that will change the history of pizza forever. A pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni. This is my dream, and I can do it. Because my mom and dad said I can accomplish anything. And I will do great things in life.
Sorry, kid, it's been done.
But my dream...
Introducing Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg with Maple Hill Auto Group. We know that car buying is a journey, not just a destination. We know that we need to be there each step of the way for you through parts, sales, service, through your entire ownership experience. At Maple Hill Auto Group, we look at every customer not as a single purchase, but rather as a start to a journey that we hope spans generations. Maple Hill Auto Group, for a journey like no other.
And they'll give it off to Bogan running to his right, got to the edge, up the sideline. Jamari may go. He's to midfield. He's to the 40, trying to track him down from behind, and they finally do at the 15-yard line. Jamari Bogan with a huge run from his own 15 to the Wagner 15. 70 yards by Jamari Bogan. 1st and 10 Western Michigan in the red zone.
Jamari Bogan turning the field for Western Michigan in Saturday night's big win over Wagner at Waldo Stadium. One of many big runs as the Broncos pile up over 530 yards of total offense with Tim Lester, and offense was rolling on Saturday.
Yeah, they had it going. I think we ran the ball. We only threw 12 times, but 11 for 12, efficient. And I was happy with, I think they're continuing to get better every week.
Yeah, 3 of those 11 catches went for touchdowns.
Yeah, it was, we were trying to get big plays, you know, and they were going to come down and squat on our receivers and force us to run it and go over the top, and that's what we did.
Another hot night at Waldo Stadium. It was warm, but you guys are used to that. You went out to L.A. It was a lot hotter out there.
It wasn't USC heat, but it was definitely uncomfortable heat for those band members. They had plenty of energy, but had to be hot.
All right, here we go. Western Michigan and the Wagner Seahawks, and the Broncos trying to even their record at 2-2 as they have their final tune-up before conference play, and the students were out, the cheer team was there, Buster was on hand, and there's Coach Lester.
Yeah, we you know, it was a great atmosphere again. I mean, the fans come out and support us, and I was happy our guys, you know, came out to play immediately. You know, we got the kickoff, kicked it out of the end zone, 3 and out, punt, touchdown. There's no better start to a game than that start. And I thought the defense, 13 tackles for loss with our defense, which shows you where the ball, I mean, we were playing on their side of the ball, and those guys are getting better every single time we take the field.
Here you go to work after the 3 and out and some short passes to get your quarterback into the game.
Yeah, we worked the edges a little bit just to get him comfortable, and but we knew we were going to lean on Jamari and Jarvian, and then take some chances when we had the opportunities, and everything worked out well. The guys were executing at a high level.
You held Levante Bellamy out of this game, but you got this guy, Jarvion Franklin and Jamari, to carry the load. Plus, Davon Tucker came in and had a good game, as did Leo Ikwoji.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was running. I mean, kudos to the O-line for opening the holes, and good decision here. I mean, they didn't have enough guys out there. Keyshawn got the walk-in touchdown. That was an option for John Wasink, and he made a good decision, and Keyshawn got his first touchdown.
Right there from Wheaton, Warrenville.
I'm biased, yes. He's a Tiger. He's from my high school, so I was happy to see him, and I was just happy for the way the offense was clicking early.
All right, the Bronco cheer team did a lot of push-ups in this game. As your defense goes back to work, the ball's on the ground.
Yeah, we only had one turnover. They called a penalty on that play, which was a problem for us. I didn't think that was a terrible penalty. He definitely touched his face mask. Didn't think he grabbed it. But this is a great run. He throws his body on the ground. That's what he needs to do more of as he moves forward when he gets into those situations. And here's a shot on the wheel route. I thought it was a good ball. And anytime we get the ball to D. Eskridge in space, good things are going to happen. He
had 2 long receptions in this game. This one up the boundary, and he almost made a move there, take it to the house.
He's a really fast kid. I talked to him, today about practice about, man, sometimes you got to look faster when you get the ball. I mean, outrun people, and he will. It's coming. He's getting more and more comfortable every day.
All right, go to the second quarter. You're on top 7-0, and put some more points on the board. Here's another toss to Keyshawn. It was great to see him back in the lineup.
Yeah, he took a hit last week and went through the protocol and passed everything. That's about as fast as you can get through if everything goes right, and it did. And then he came out this week, and here's his touchdown pass. This is a great throw up and over the defender. We only had the ball once in the first quarter, which was crazy. We had the ball 4 times in the first half, and we scored 3 out of the 4. So I was happy with the guys taking advantage. They huddled and broke the huddle with 1 second left almost every single snap. So their plan was to shorten the game, and it made it a little bit tougher on our offense, but they scored every time they had it.
Yeah, they had the edge in time of possession, yet they lost 49-14. So much for time of possession. Here, the Broncos back to work, and defensively, there's Antonio Balabani, who's really coming on at DN.
He really is. I mean, as a run stopper and as a guy that can go get the quarterback, and that's where it's fun. It's not just I'm good at one thing or good at another thing. He's really becoming a well-rounded player. Here's another punt out of bounds. No one wanted to get the ball anywhere near Darius Phillips. Oh, this is the one. I take it back. And actually, this is the one chance he had, and unfortunately, I think he only had like 8 or 10 yards on that, which is normally most people's average, but we're somehow disappointed that he doesn't take it to the house every time.
Here comes Jamari up the sideline, 71 yards. He flipped the field here, right?
He did.
One play.
And he got caught, and unfortunately, he did a great job on the stretch play, read the edge well, and took it to the edge. And he's getting more and more comfortable with that play. We all know he can run inside zone better than anybody. And now that he can do multiple things, it's making him harder to stop.
So you're down there knocking on the goal line and hand it off to this guy, and he scored a few touchdowns in his career, but then Jamari takes it in.
Yeah, they trade off. It's hilarious to watch those two. When one guy does most of the work, the grunt work down the field, eventually they get tired and the other guy gets to go in and get the touchdown, which is fun to watch.
Jamari kind of disappears in there, and then he squirts out, and there he goes.
It's hard to find him. Our line's big, and he hides, and it's really tough to find him. There's Keon
Adams in the house last week. Good to see him. And he used to make plays like that for the Broncos. Drake Spears getting the sack.
He was enjoying the defense, let me tell you. As we were getting after that quarterback, his smile on his face, it was fun to see him down there on the sideline.
Keon on injured reserve with Steelers, so he was able to.
Had a great preseason. It's looking really good for him in the future. They kept him. They didn't cut him because they want to have him again next year when he gets healthy.
All right, the Broncos and Wagner, and it was a steamy night, but the fans were into it and enjoying it, and had a lot to cheer about.
Yeah, I was happy that after we had a rough end of the second quarter. We kept their drive alive 2 times with penalties. We roughed the kicker on their field goal. There's the pass interference by BT. So we gave them those 7 points, and at halftime we had given up 62 yards and given them 66 yards in penalties. So we had given them more than they had earned. And that's something we need to work on. And we talked about it at halftime, and they really came out in the third quarter and really just put the game away.
And we'll have a big third quarter of highlights coming up next on Bronco Review.
You trust Dunchie Body and Frame for all your collision repair work, but they offer so much more, like paintless dent repair, brakes and wheel alignment, and perfect paint matching. Dunchie also works with all insurance companies to make sure your vehicle is restored to pre-accident condition. So for personal service and high-quality workmanship, call Dunchie Body and Frame at 375-2100 or visit their website, dunchiebody.com. Dunchie Body and Frame, part of your community since 1973.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care Teams at Borgias take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borgias.com/orthopedics.
The people who accomplish so much are always striving to do even more. Now, with our help, they will. It's time for more.
At Galesburg Ford, we're getting geared up for fall. So if your goal is to be driving a new car,
rush on down to Galesburg Ford.
You can't afford to pass up these great deals on a new car or truck at Galesburg Ford. New 2018 models are arriving daily. Come out and visit us at Galesburg Ford. We're located 1 mile north of I-94, exit 85, halfway between Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. When it comes to your next vehicle, our team has you covered at Galesburg Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
Choosing your home isn't easy. This is where your kids will draw on the walls, where the people you love will gather to laugh and cry. It's a big decision, which is why choosing your mortgage partner should be easy. With low rates and quick turnaround, Arbor Financial Credit Union can create a customized mortgage solution that is right for you. Visit us at arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Toss it back to the right for Jarvion. Puts his foot in the ground and cuts it to the right side. Picks up the first down. Broke a tackle up the boundary. Stays on his feet inside the 30. Dragged down at the 21-yard line. Great run by Jarvion. Handed to Franklin again. Running up the right side, broke a tackle, down to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Western Michigan. Back-to-back runs by Jarvion Franklin.
Jarvion Franklin doing what he does, run the football and score touchdowns. Nobody has scored more touchdowns at Western Michigan on the ground than Jarvion Franklin. It was great to see Jarvion and Jamari getting after it.
They really did. They run hard, you know what I mean? And they were able to get in the open, which is nice, but they also put a punishment on anyone who tackles them, and that wears people out as the game goes on.
All right, Western Michigan trying to pick up win number 2 as they played host to Wagner at Waldo Stadium. Let's go back, watch some more highlights, and let's add some more heat to Waldo Stadium with those fiery batons.
We did catch fire. We did. I mean, that third and fourth quarter, really the third quarter. I mean, this is a big play to start us off. You know, we took the ball and scored in 3-4 plays and really scored at will, really, the next 4 or 5. And next thing you know, we had 49 points and everyone had a chance to play, which is big for us. And you know, at that point, you're just trying to keep healthy. But they definitely came out on fire in that third quarter.
Jamari had some big runs there, and then you gave it to Jarvion for his 42nd career rushing touchdown.
He earned that one. I mean, there was a guy sitting in the hole, and he put his shoulder down, and he did what Jarvion does.
All right, and the point after was good by Josh Grant. You know, that's kind of an overlooked art, but your special teams, the snapper, Wyatt Pfeiffer, the holder, Derek Mitchell, and the kicker, Josh Grant, doing a great job.
Unbelievable. I mean, they were, we scored, 7 touchdowns? They were 7 for 7. Idaho, field goals, 3 for 3. Those guys are doing an unbelievable job. We had, 6 of 8 touchbacks on kickoff, you know, which makes it real easy for the kickoff team when they're kicking out of the end zone. So those guys are, especially as we get into the conference play, as we get in closer games, that's going to be vital.
Two senior linebackers combining on a tackle, and they get the ball back to your offense. And here's John Wassink going to work. He was pretty close to perfect.
He was. He had one. Look at it. This is one. It was unbelievable. He pointed at the guy before he made a miss, which I never seen that before. I'm like, did he just point at the guy? I thought he was going to truck him, and he went around him. But you also saw here. This is it right here. He points at him. Oh, I lied. That's a touchdown afterwards. I apologize. But yeah, he had an unbelievable game. And Luke Sanders got involved. There was a clip there a minute ago of a freshman wide receiver that hadn't got a ball thrown to him yet, and he got one today or this past weekend, and I'm excited for him in the future because he's going to be a good player.
All right, here you go back on defense, and you guys doing a good job. There's Balabani in there trying to rip the ball out.
Yeah, I really think in the second half we did a great job at the line of scrimmage. As we wore down their offensive line, we were in the backfield the whole game. We were hitting their quarterback. There's Darius Phillips hitting the quarterback. And, you know, when Darius gets involved in hitting the quarterback, everyone is definitely hitting the quarterback. He's all excited because he didn't get to do that much. So it was fun to watch him, you know, get in the backfield and hit some people.
You don't think of Darius Phillips as a sack artist, but he can do it all.
He can. We've said that. He might be the most excited player in college football.
All right, John Wassink going to work. And that we said earlier, he was almost perfect. That's Mitch Heimbuck with his first catch for 6.
For a touchdown, right? That's what he bent a little bit too much, should have kept straight, but they didn't cover him. Pre-snap, no one went out there over the top of him. We noticed it. We were kind of hoping that they wouldn't notice it, and he got a freebie out of it. I was glad John saw it and took advantage of them misaligning, and he's got to learn how to do that as we move forward.
You go with a lot of 2 tight end sets, and you needed him last week.
Yeah, you know, Odell was a little bit banged up. We didn't want to play him a ton. I think he only played like 8 plays, so he's going to be real healthy going into MAC play now. And Heimbach did a good job.
All right, Bronco defense getting it done. Jinwright making a tackle. He's really coming on at safety for you.
He really is. There's another good hit. Jinwright did a great job of coming down and making some big plays for us. We misfit a couple things. There's a big turnover that we needed that really solidified the game and allowed us to start putting the 2s in.
Broncos came up with the football, and they're a happy bunch. You got some young guys in there too.
Yeah, and here's Tucker right here. This was the first play of the drive after the turnover, and Tuck takes it to the house. I think this is the one that gave us 49, and at this point it was like, hey, let's get everybody in. Let's see what these new guys are made of, and they're excited about the opportunity to get in the game. The first one, especially, I remember mine, you know.
All right, the Wagner Seahawks back to work, but no room to run there. You hold them to 113 yards over the course of the game.
Yeah, the defense played great. They played a lot of guys. You know, they played on the right side of the line of scrimmage. They didn't really get anything going in the pass game either. I was proud of the way they played, and they're getting stronger every single week, and just at the right time.
Go to the 4th quarter now as Western Michigan gets a lot of the young guys in there to get a taste of it, and including your quarterback, Reese Goddard.
Yeah, you know, Reese got in at USC a little bit, but it was good to get him in there, and we got Moose Masad in there too, our 3rd-string quarterback, just to take a snap. That was his only throw. We got pass interference, and I thought it was good. It was a pretty good ball. So, you know, it was just being able to watch that film and watch which guys could handle the pressure of being in a game is going to help us as we get into the MAC play and we start having some injuries. We're going to come back to this film and the grades that we had on this Saturday to know who's ready to play.
Drake Spears is all over the field at linebacker.
He's technically a 2, although he rotates with the 1s, you know. So, you know, he definitely looked like a different dude at the end with all 2s on the field than him, who's really another 1 that we can only put 3 linebackers out there. So he, unfortunately, is a 2. Leo's one of them, I mean, everyone's favorite guy on the team. He's a special team superstar for us. First time getting carries. There was more energy on the sideline when he got to carry the ball than all game long from our players. It was awesome.
Great to see, and the Broncos pick up the victory, and Jamari Bogan directing the band.
Did a heck of a job. I mean, he was definitely in rhythm, made good eye contact. It was good.
And the Broncos come up with a victory as they knock off Wagner 49-14. Next up, the MAC opener against Ball State. We'll look ahead to that and more when we return on Bronco Review after this timeout.
Maple Hill is proud to be a Subaru dealer. Subaru, it is like no other. Because of the 35 miles per gallon that you get in the summer and the all-wheel drive in the winter, the 5-star crash test ratings, the recommendations year after year from the best consumer magazines out there. Own it and you'll say, I love my Subaru. At Maple Hill Subaru, it is a journey like no other.
A part of being a member at Arbor Financial Credit Union is the relationships and personal attention you get from our helpful and knowledgeable staff. But we realize you don't always have time for that. With Arbor Financial's secure mobile app, you can quickly check your balance, pay a bill, deposit a check, or find an ATM. In between, well, everything else. Visit us online at arborfcu.org for more information. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Does your home need a facelift? You should call BlackBerry. For over 35 years, BlackBerry's been improving the look of homes throughout West Michigan with new roofing and siding. Right now, save 50% off the installation of new roofing and siding from BlackBerry, featuring the Owens Corning Duration Shingle and Mastic Vinyl Siding. 50% off installation of roofing and siding and pay no interest for 18 months. Call today or go to blackberrysystems.com.
Uverse gives you a whole bunch of on-demand TV shows and movies. Let's get started.
Well, how many is a whole bunch? As many as Xfinity?
I swear you're gonna love it.
That didn't really answer my question.
Over 5,000 on demand.
Well, Xfinity On Demand gives us over 30,000.
We'll set it up for you.
Don't settle for Uverse. Get over 5 times more on-demand TV shows and movies on TV with Xfinity from Comcast.
Caesars has introduced the extra most bestest pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for $6. This affects the pizza economy, causing demand for Little Caesars to skyrocket and employment to enter a pizza boom. Where will Little Caesars get all these new employees? Oh, that's where.
Get the new Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza. A large pizza with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza. 3 receivers to the left side. And Goddard will hand it off to Davon, running to his right. Broke a tackle at the 30, stays on his feet up the boundaries to the 10, down to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Davon Tucker.
Davon Tucker into the end zone with the touchdown. On the ground, the Broncos rush for 374 yards in this game on Saturday against Wagner, and now lead the MAC in rushing. And that's an important stat in the MAC and in the Midwest in college football.
There's no doubt. I mean, we're gonna hit the fall, and we're gonna get weather in the Midwest. So if you look back in the last 5-10 years, I mean, the top 4 teams in the league, whoever finishes 1, 2, 3, and 4 is normally number 1 in the West, number 1 in the East, number 2 in the West, number 2 in the East. It's by far the highest percentage stat in getting to the MAC championship game, because there's going to be a day that we better be able to run it, because we're going to get sideways rain, and it's going to happen. And that's something that no one can take away from you, no matter what the weather.
And the Broncos have the offensive line to do it, and the backs like Franklin and Bogan and Tucker and Bellamy and Nwoji, and a cast of thousands. So running the football is important, and they'll need to do it in their MAC opener against the Ball State Cardinals this week. We'll preview that one next on Bronco Review.
Being with a standard checking account isn't much different than stashing your money in a piggy bank.
Oink, 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 oink.
A momentum checking account from Arbor Financial Credit Union is like strapping a rocket to your piggy bank and launching it to higher earnings. With momentum checking, the more you use your debit card, the more interest you can earn. Up to 4% APY on balances up to $15,000. Visit arborfcu.org to find out more. Arbor Financial Credit Union. Bank here, grow here.
Whether it's your knee, back, or wrist, a small pain can be a big problem that affects everything you do. Ascension Care Teams at Borgias take the time to listen, because listening to you helps us see your whole picture. More conversation, more back and forth, more questions and answers. That's what helps us understand all aspects of you and your life. Find an orthopedic doctor who is right for you at borgias.com/orthopedics.
At Galesburg Ford, we're getting geared up for fall. So if your goal is to be driving a new car,
rush on down to Galesburg Ford.
You can't afford to pass up these great deals on a new car or truck at Galesburg Ford. New 2018 models are arriving daily. Come out and visit us at Galesburg Ford. We're located 1 mile north of I-94, exit 85, halfway between Kalamazoo and Battle Creek. When it comes to your next vehicle, our team has you covered at Galesburg Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus. What do you do when you discover something great? Well, you tell your family and friends about it, right? Well, that's exactly how Lake Michigan Credit Union became the fastest growing credit union in Michigan. With some of the best checking account rates in the nation and guaranteed low mortgage rates, word is spreading fast about Lake Michigan Credit Union. Anyone can open an account. So tell your friends. Lake Michigan Credit Union, the best place for your money.
Second down and goal from the 1. Watson unloads to Keyshawn Watson, who takes it across the goal line for the touchdown. Touchdown Western Michigan on the quick out to Keyshawn Watson, his first career touchdown.
Keyshawn Watson and the Broncos now host Ball State in the third consecutive home game at Waldo Stadium. The MAC opener for the Broncos as they open defense of their Mid-American Conference Championship from a year ago. And interesting matchup here. You've got two former great MAC quarterbacks, now head coaches at their alma mater, Tim Lester at Western Michigan and Mike New at Ball State, who you have a connection with.
Yeah, Coach New, obviously was a great quarterback at Ball State, and you know, he coached arena ball, and he signed me. I always say he's a great evaluator of talent because he signed me, and so I got to know him there, and we had the connection being MAC quarterbacks, and I know he's excited about being there. He's doing a great job, and obviously I'm excited to be here.
And the first thing Coach Lester did when he got the job at Western Michigan was call Coach New and tell him, I'm going to hire your defensive coordinator to come with me at Western Michigan. That's Tim Doust, who left Ball State to come to be a Bronco defensive coordinator.
You know, it was the night I got the job. I called Mike, and he had already texted me saying congrats, and he knew I was calling. I said, hey, you know, I'm going to call the best guy I can, and I'm going to try to take him from you. It's up to him, but I'm going to call, and I was just asking for permission, and he understood, and now he did what he did to that defense that they had 2 years ago compared to last year's defense was amazing, and then when we got him here, he's done great things. So I'm excited to have him.
He's got some weapons too on offense. Gilbert, the running back, and on defense, Winbush, the edge rusher who leads the nation in sacks.
Yeah, he is a special player. He's fast. He's not overly big. He's probably about 6'1". He's 230, 240 pounds, but he plays. He's a dynamic player, and he has heavy hands and multiple moves, and so he's a good one. He'll be against Chooks all day. It'll be fun to watch.
All right, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Broncos and the Ball State Cardinals in the MAC openers Saturday night at Waldo Stadium. It's Arbor Financial Youth Day. We'll have all the highlights next week on Bronco Review. Coach Lester and our staff, I'm Robin Hook. Thanks for watching. See you next week.